I've done door to door for 5 years. Ever since I was 19 years old. I'm 24 now. And I'm just want to describe a little bit about what my life's been like after picking door to door as a lifetime career. I'm still young, but I'm going to be sticking with door to door, at least in major parts of my life, for the rest of my life. And this is why I love it. I was knocking doors a week ago. We're off for vacation, but I'm a door knocker through and through. And 5 years ago, if you showed me this video from the future, I'd be like, no way. Like this must be AI. It must be fake. But the reason I've done door to door for so long is, one, obviously it's extremely lucrative, right? So when I was my first year in, I had never made more than $10,000 in a year. I looked at all my tax statements with my mom, and the year before I started in door to door, I made $10,000 after working, double shifts as much as I could. I was delivering pizzas, I was shucking oysters, just minimum wage jobs. Didn't have a college degree, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do in life at all. Like, I went into school for finance just to go party, right? And I picked finance because I figured I wasn't interested in anything else. I knew I was interested in money, and the name finance basically meant money to me, so I picked that as a major. But I got into door to door, and my first year I made $80,000. I netted $80,000, and that was after, there was some other commissions that I probably should have got. I really think I would have netted $110,000 that first year if everything, the team I was with kind of paid me out correctly, but that's neither here nor there. So year two, I'm 21 now. I moved to Los Angeles, about 6 months into my career. So September of the year prior, came back. 21 years old, living in California, I made $500,000 in commission at 21. So you can imagine coming home for Christmas that next year was really weird, because you're at the same family get-togethers you always go to. And I come from a family, there's nobody who's wealthy. Nobody is, wealthy at all. All middle income people, really. And I'm going to these family parties. I'm just sitting there like everyone's like, yeah, how was your year? How was your year? Sean, you're living in Cali now. How's that? Like, I had just literally made $500,000 more than most of them combined. And I love them all, right? But this is just kind of the perpetual, loop you get into in your family. You tend to kind of make the same income, maybe a little bit more than your parents, and that's just kind of how that loop goes until someone breaks it eventually. But anyway, so yeah, you can imagine, especially going to like the local bar where my friends were, who were literally still making those 10K a years because they're in school, or they're literally making like $30,000, maybe $40,000 a year, probably not even, if they work full time. And again, I'd made $500,000, and I'm sitting there like almost holding my tongue, like, they're all talking about their same problems. Oh, my car payment, I just gotten this, bumper to bumper, and now I gotta fix this, and I don't have the money for it. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, dude, like, in 1 year, my life changed from never having enough money, having to help, borrow from my parents, having to, really just kind of skid by, to money is literally not a worry right now. It's just, how do I end up not paying too much to the federal government? Like, that was the only bill I was really concerned about, right? So that's just it was a crazy thing to kind of it kind of is like a rags to riches story. And I hear it time and time again in the door-to-door industry, guys that I manage, guys that I work with, just other guys in the industry around the country that I've heard of, it's the same thing over and over again. So I don't know another industry that's like that. I have some friends that are in like, work at brokerages and stuff, and they make maybe 110, 130 a year. But they had to go to school for that for 4 years. They had to get in as an intern. They had to get great grades, and then what's their upward mobility from there? I know it's great, and it's nothing to sneeze at. It's they will end up making $250,000 a year, maybe 300, way down the road. But man, to go in with I didn't finish college, so no degree. I didn't do well in high school. Nothing, right? I have no family that I know in sales. I don't have a single family member that I know personally in sales. I know I have an uncle, but I've never met him before, that's in sales. So no one to mentor me nearby. Anyway, to go from basically zero to a top 1%er income and not based on age brackets. Or if you go based on age brackets, I'm in the top, like, I was in like the top 1% of the 1%, right? I don't know any other industry that can do that for you unless you hit a crypto pump and you get lucky, literally just lucky. And I'm telling you, this wasn't luck. So I'm not here to make this video to say it's the easiest thing in the world. No, it's incredibly hard. But I know there's other people out there like me that are really, really driven, but you don't know what vehicle to use to go get that. You can be really driven and work all the hours they let you at your, local restaurant. You'll never make the kind of money that you want to make. It's a leverage thing. It's a opportunity. What vehicle are you in? Are you in a Camry, or are you in a Ferrari? So I believe solar is the Ferrari and even from the $500,000 a year, you can then go into management, you can then go into leadership, and you can go into partnership, and you can kill it even more. So there's really no barrier to income. It's just incredible. So that was number one, was obviously the income. Now, the second reason is the things you learn in door-to-door are the most important things you'll ever need to learn in your entire life. Like, first thing is persuasion, the art of persuasion. I have become a better communicator. I have people tell me all the time that they like the way I talk. I get invited to speak on stages. I've spoken on stages with hundreds of people in the audience. I make a lot of videos online, obviously. If you had met me 5 years ago, dude, I'm like the kid with my hood up. I got long hair. I don't want to exert myself at all. I don't want to be put my neck out there because I'm embarrassed. I'm antisocial. I'm insecure. But after a 5-year career in door-to-door, I'm not insecure about speaking in front of people at all. Like, at all. I mean, I've spoken in front of people so many times where they do shut me down. They do close the door on me. They do yell at me. They do call me names. They haven't even been threatened before. So, pretty much any environment, I'm happy to stand up, be a leader, and be the one that's speaking. Like, we all see, the bystander effect where something bad happens and no one does anything. Well, I think it's because people aren't afraid to step up because they're like, someone else is going to do that. Someone else is going to lead this situation. Well, that could end up being you once you break through that barrier of like just your fear of public speaking, your fear of putting your neck out there. So, like I said, I'm able to speak. I literally run meetings every single day with tens of people out there listening to me on stages, essentially. And, it's just like clockwork now. Whereas I remember the first meeting I ran, when they had me run my first meeting, I was freaking terrified. I'd never public spoke before, and this was my first time doing it. But so and the art of persuasion, you're going to use in every single area of your life, right? If your dad has a wife, he had to persuade her to say that he's the right guy for her, and they should go on a date, and then another date, and get married, right? Whoever you end up marrying, you're gonna have to persuade them that you're the right match for them. Your kids, you're gonna have to persuade them to eat their vegetables, to do their homework, to clean their room. You're gonna have to persuade them to be a good, effective member of society. If you have no persuasion, then you have no real control over anything. So persuasion is incredible. It's the ability to get people to do essentially what you want them to do. Now, that's not manipulation, where manipulation is getting them to do something that you want them to do that's also a negative for them. Persuasion, when used correctly, is also a positive for that person, and it's just you essentially helping them get exactly what they wanted anyway, right? A great salesperson helps you get exactly what you want. They eliminate your buying resistance because you're scared. Maybe you buy a car or something. It's a big purchase, but you need it. They help you get over that resistance, and you get to walk out with the car you wanted and make the decision that was hard for you to make on your own. That's why you don't go online and just click buy on a car and it just shows up at your house. We would sell so few cars, our economy would be shocked because nobody would be buying big ticket items like houses or cars or boats or anything like that. So that's the purpose of a salesperson. You also make the economy go around, right? You are literally the engine of the economy. You're the gears in the machine of the economy that actually make it move. But yeah, so influence. Number 2 is the fear of rejection is gone. You have no fear of rejection. Guys, if you want, we all know, if you want what you want out of life, you have to be able to get over rejection. Again, speaking to someone of the opposite sex, trying to get a big business deal, trying to get your new company off the ground and get people to invest in it, you need to be able to get past the rejection, because that's all, big wins are, is just you got a certain amount of no's that eventually led to the yes. So losing that fear. And the third thing that door-to-door has really shown me or done for me, and why I've been doing it for 5 years and why I'm going to continue doing it, is it's brought me to places I would have never imagined being. Like, just right now, this is where I live in Tampa, Florida. That's the Tampa Bay. This is a very expensive apartment. I drive 2 nice cars. I get to go wherever I want, when I want to. I just have the ability to do that, where, let's be honest, if you don't have any disposable income, which 95% of people don't, you don't get to do whatever you want, whenever you want. You don't have freedom at all. You want to go to Sweden tomorrow? You don't have $5,000 at least, like, in disposable income, you're not going. And by the way, even if you have $5,000, you need that for any possible, things that happen. You break your arm, you crash your car, some emergencies happen, you need that safety net anyway. So, you need to have a high income to be able to actually be free in this world. I don't believe we were born to be like under the chains of an employer, under the chains of working, of labor forever. We're not slaves, man. We were born free people. If you were born in a free country, you're watching this video. But we really aren't free. When you look at probably your parents, probably a lot of your family, probably a lot of your friends, they're not free at all, dude. If they don't show up to work every single week, they're going to be homeless, right? They're going to be in jail for possibly evading taxes. We're not free unless we can figure out how to make enough so that we have disposable income, so we can be free and do the things that we want to do. So that's just one of the beautiful things, is like, money hasn't been a concern or an anxiety for me pretty much my entire adult life. And I'm really, really blessed to say that, but it's not for the typical reason. I meet a lot of people where their parents are just wealthy, right? They pay all their bills, they get them set up in life at least. So those are the people that aren't anxious about money, but pretty much everyone else, from 18 to whenever they can get on their feet, which a lot of times, unfortunately, is never. They'll spend their entire life never getting on their feet. Their main worry every single morning when they wake up and every night when they go to bed is about money. It's about some bill that they don't think they can pay. It's about something they want to do that they don't think they can afford. It's about making more money somehow, and having less expenses. They're trying to save, they're trying to cut corners, they're trying to do this and that. Well, it's really an incredible thing that I can't even remember the day when that happened, when there was an actual stake on the line. That, of course, growing up in middle school and high school, I always wanted to have more money so I could buy more crap, but it was never do or die, right? My parents were going to feed me. The school had free lunches. You were never going to just die as a kid. But as an adult, you probably aren't going to die either, but nobody wants to freaking, having to be asking family for loans and this and that. So we don't do it, and we end up just not living the life we want to at all. And we're just constantly anxious in this rat wheel of anxiety about money. Dude, that's not what I want to spend my days thinking about. We have these incredible brains that we can literally, everything that you see, there's a skyscraper right here, someone thought of it, and then suddenly, years later, it existed. That's what our brains are capable of doing. But if we're constantly worried about money, which everyone is, your brain isn't thinking about all the things that it can be, it's just thinking about money. So that's probably the third thing, is just obviously disposable income that gives you a lot of freedom. And what that freedom means, it's hard to explain until you get there, where you're not anxious about money. You can go and do what you want. If there's the yacht festival in Monaco or whatever they call it, I can actually go to that. Whereas before, I'm not going to that. I'm gonna have to skip it. If I'm really passionate about it, doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to skip it. There's no way I can afford it, and if I do, I'm gonna come back in shambles, like in financial shambles. So, that's what 5 years of being in door-to-door has taught me, and why I've been in it for so long, and why I'm gonna continue to stay in it. sure to like, comment on this. Follow me on Instagram. It's at Sean Hallmander. It's just my name, at Sean Hallmander. DM me the word solar. We're doing we're blitzing all year round. So if you DM me the word solar, we'll get you on an interview to see if we can bring you out here for 2 weeks and see if you're a good fit. And yeah, go from there.